Yeah, Bowser YouTube, 6fthax here. Have for you guys today a pretty fun OU Wi-Fi battle I had against Argon using this really cool Choice Specs Chandelure team that was passed to me by my boy Harris. Is awesome. Of course, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to smack down that like button down below and let me know in the comment section below what you guys have been thinking of the OU tier as of lately, and if there's any like lesser tier Pokemon you would maybe like me to try and use in OU in general, because this is like the real only time I've used the Chandelure in OU since like very early, like back in 5th gen when it was OU. So yeah, let me know if there's like any other lesser tier mods you maybe would like me to try out in the OU tier, but that to be viable in the OU tier. Like Chandelure at least can kind of do some things in OU. So I'm gonna be leading off right with my Chandelure, as he's gonna be leading off with his Tangrowth. I honestly thought that he would lead off with the Landorus, which is why I led off with my Chandelure, because from the build of his team it looked like it would be a defensive Rocks Landorus, as he actually ended up leading off with the Tangrowth. I'm honestly just gonna Fire Blast, because even if he tries to bring in Greninja or if he brings in the Tapu Fini, I'm still going to be doing a lot of damage to those. Plus, there was a chance that he maybe thought I would overpredict and go for Shadow Ball. So, thankfully, I'm able to get rid of Tangrowth turn 1, which is absolutely huge, as in comes the Greninja. On the off chance that he is Choice Specs, I decided to switch directly into my Keldeo, and after checking the damage count, that is definitely a Specs Greninja, which means he is Ash Greninja. So, I really have to be careful with that, as I will take this chance to double out into my Ferrothorn, expecting his switch into the Tapu Fini, and then thinking that maybe he would try and switch out, I'm gonna go for the Leech Seed here. Unfortunately, this team does not have Stealth Rocks because Harris is bad. So I did have a second battle with this team that was actually really good, so that'll probably be going up tomorrow. But that team has Stealth Rocks. This team unfortunately doesn't have Stealth Rocks, so that is going to be a little bit detrimental to me in this battle, because I won't be able to get off chip damage on him, as I'm going to double switch here into my Chandelure, expecting him to switch into his Landorus here, and again banking on him being a very defensive Landorus as opposed to an offensive Landorus, which even then offensive Landorus run Adamant and not Jolly, and if he was offensive, this Fire Blast actually would have been a straight OHKO, but judging from that damage and after checking the calc, he is definitely a max HP variant, which I still had a chance to actually OHKO with the Fire Blast, but I didn't get the damage roll in my favor, so I will be able to at least get rid of his own Stealth Rocker, which means I don't have to worry about him getting up rocks potentially, but he could get up spikes here with his Greninja if he expects me to switch out, and if he does decide to be aggressive, he will not be doing too much damage to my Ferrothorn on the switching, because he has not changed into Ash Greninja yet. So I will be able to shoot the Dark Pulse as I bring in my Ferrothorn here. I can either potentially go for the Power Whip, I can go for a layer of spikes, or I can try to go for the Leech Seed. And the main reason I wanted to Leech Seed was because if this is Defog Tapu Fini, which it very well could be, going for the Leech Seed is going to allow me to gain back more HP on my Ferrothorn, so I can still safely check the Greninja before it Mega Evolves, or if he goes for Hidden Power Fire, I may be able to take 2 depending on damage rolls. As he ends up going for the taunt here again, I really thought that he would expect me to Power Whip this turn, but him going for the taunt was a very solid play for him to have done, because now I'm not able to get on my hazards, and that could be a little bit annoying. So I could decide to just go for the Power Whip here, or I can go for the Gyro Ball on the off chance that he does not expect me to go for it, as I'm able to do a huge amount of damage to the incoming Atari. I will be able to take this opportunity to switch directly into my Landorus. While this is a more offensive Landorus, even if he Dragon Dances, he will be losing his flying typing, because Mega Altaria is Fairy Dragon. So that means I will be able to hit him with an Adamant Stabbed Earth Plate boosted Earthquake, and that's going to be doing a whole lot of damage. As he goes for the Roost, he's going to switch out this turn, and I do decide to go for the Substitute on the off chance that he did feel comfortable and maybe thinking he could Dragon Dance. This way I could get behind a sub, then maybe go for a Smackdown and then go from there, or I can go behind a sub on his potential switch out, as he does bring in the Tapu Fini, because again this is a more offensive Landorus as opposed to a Stealth Rocking Landorus. This Earthquake is a solid 2-hit KO on Tapu Fini, as he is going to be forced to break my Substitute, and now he's kind of in a bit of a predicament. He should honestly not allow me to get behind another substitute, and he shouldn't want to switch out in this scenario, because if my Landorus gets behind the sub again, I'm just going to get another kill potentially. So his best bet was just to stay in here and go for the Moonblast or Scald or Hydro Pump, whichever one he had regarding water stabs. So that's why I just go straight for the Earthquake, not risking or not thinking he would switch directly into the Altaria and allow me to get behind the sub. As in comes the Tapu Lele. Obviously I do not want to stay in here because I can still save my Landorus to at least intimidate the Altaria if it really comes down to it, and because Chandelure is honestly not doing anything else in this battle, I will be able to sack it off. But hey, Chandelure got 2 KOs, so that was actually pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. As I will be able to get a free switch here into my Ferrothorn. There is a good chance that this is just Scarf Tapu Lele from the build of his team, because he had Specs Greninja, and I will be able to just safely go for the Gyro Ball here. Greninja's not safely switching in. I also could have potentially gone for the Power Whip, and then as you guys saw earlier in the match, Altaria is just straight 2 KO'd by the Gyro Ball, which typically Altaria don't tend to carry any fire type coverage currently in the OU metagame, because they are typically Dragon Dance. So in comes the Greninja. He actually fails to knock me out with the Dark Pulse, which is absolutely huge, because I will be able to in return knock him out with my Power Whip. Even if he had knocked me out, I would have been able to revenge kill him, I'm pretty sure, and then that would have made Greninja not as big of a problem, although it may have made this battle a whole lot closer, I think, as he's gonna knock me out here with the return. He's really not in a position to try and go for Dragon Dance, so he can potentially set up and win, so he's gonna go for the return, knock me out. This gives me a free switch into my Deontay here, which could have been brought in after the Battle Bond on Greninja activated, and then because I resisted, unless he flinched me twice, I don't think he would have been able to knock me out. And then at that point, Deontay comes in, and I can just click Diamond Storm or Moonblast and get a KO. So I will be able to naturally outspeed Mega Altaria here and finish it off with a Moonblast, and that is going to be the victory in my favor. So yeah, if you guys may have missed the first upload, which was my PU Open round 1 games, then you guys can go check that out, because I was uploaded earlier today. So this should be the second upload for today, just because I didn't want to only upload some Showdown for y'all on Sunday. And tomorrow I should have 2 more uploads as well. The second OU battle I had with this team, which was really good, so you guys are definitely going to like that game. And then potentially a GBA D-League draft analysis video as well, so be on the lookout for those. And with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Make sure to smack down that like button, and let me know if there's any like lower tier mods you would like me to use in the OU tiers. So later, bud.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion, but when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears of hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.